What's up, YouTube? So before we get started with this video, on First Take, they're going to be talking about, is there a chance that Tyronn Lue could sign with the LA Clippers as an assistant coach? And if he does, what does that mean for LeBron James? So let's see what they have to say about that.
You think the Lakers will regret not hiring Ty Lue?
I'm going to say no, but only because I think the Lakers are going to win the championship. I think that Anthony Davis and LeBron James are so elite, so big time. And I think that LeBron James is going to have a monster year. I think this might be arguably his greatest year ever, even at age 35. I just think he's going to be a monster. And he's going to destroy everybody in his path. The fact that he hasn't been playing professional basketball since April, that he's been out of the mix, first time not being in an NBA Finals in 8 years, for crying out loud. This dude is going to be so ready this year. And to have a guy like Anthony Davis, who's an all-world top 5 player on the planet kind of talent, I just think that helps. Kuzma's on the squad. Danny Green picking him up. Rondo is still there, picking up DeMarcus Cousins, retaining JaVale McGee. I just look at the Los Angeles Lakers right now. I think the Clippers have a better collection of, as a team.
So I definitely think that LeBron James is going to come back with the vengeance. He definitely has a chip on his shoulder for what happened last year. As far as him running through everybody and just, just cleaning house, I don't know about that. He might, but you have to think that other players, they're ballers too. They're not just going to let LeBron James come in and just wreck shop. Those guys are going to fight too. But I do believe that LeBron James and Anthony Davis, they are a great duo. Are they the best duo in the NBA right now? I don't know. That could be challenged by James Harden and Russell Westbrook, or maybe even Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. There's a couple combinations there, but we will see. We will see. So let's continue.
Bit better, but I think that LeBron and Anthony Davis are such a dynamic duo that it offsets a lot of things. Now, Ty Lue knows LeBron's tendencies. He knows a lot of things about LeBron. Coached him to 4 straight NBA Finals, 3.5 really. And you look at it from that perspective, and I guess you could sit up there and say Ty Lue, particularly paired with Doc Rivers, or as far as I'm concerned, a Hall of Fame coach. You can look at it that way, but I will tell you that I just think that Anthony Davis and LeBron James, they can overcome almost anything. I really, really believe that they're that kind of duo.
So I think they are a great, strong duo, maybe the best in the league. But with that said, if Tyronn Lue signs with the LA Clippers and he becomes an assistant coach, that's not too good. Because like you said, Tyronn Lue knows everything about LeBron James, all the little things about LeBron James that he might be able to nitpick at and pick at to distract LeBron James or just knock him off his game a little bit. And as far as Kawhi Leonard, well, we already know Kawhi Leonard's not worried about no LeBron James because he got his first championship off of LeBron James and his first Finals MVP off of LeBron James because he beat him down when he was with the Spurs. So with the combination of Tyronn Lue being his ex-head coach and knows everything about him, and Kawhi Leonard has zero fear of this guy, and getting Finals MVP off of beating him up, that might be a problem for LeBron James. That might be a problem. That's what I said. It's definitely going to be a showdown if the Western Conference Finals wind up beating both LA teams. It's going to be a shootout. It's going to be a shootout. So let's continue.
Well, you and I see it differently because you think the Lakers are going to win the championship anyway, and I think the Clippers are going to win the championship. And one of the reasons I don't have to think even harder about it is because the Lakers don't have Ty Lue. That's right. I think Ty Lue may have made the difference. How much of a difference on the Cleveland roster was there under David Blatt and Ty Lue? Ty Lue did better with that roster. You know why? LeBron likes him. He's been coached by him. He's familiar with him now, and he likes him. He's won a championship with him. And so when you look at the Clippers, not only do you have a Hall of Fame, absolutely Hall of Fame coach in Doc Rivers, an elite coach. He was a bad GM, but he's an elite coach. So you have Doc Rivers, a great coach. You have a team that won 48 games plus 2 games against the fully loaded with KD Warriors all this last postseason, these last playoffs. And you've replaced Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's a nice player who may one day be an excellent player, and Danilo Gallinari, who's a very good player, with Paul George, who was an MVP candidate last year, and Kawhi Leonard, who I'm telling you is the #1 player in the NBA. And by the way, the reigning Finals MVP. So that 48...
So I think you might need to take out DeMarcus Cousins because DeMarcus Cousins just got hurt. He hurt his knee, and here it's an ACL. So you might want to take out DeMarcus Cousins off that list. I hate to say it, but it is what it is. So let's continue.
Win team that won 2 games against a fully loaded KD squad. Now there's no fully loaded Warrior squad. No KD, no even Clay. Just replaced Gilgeous Alexander and Gallinari with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. And so you said it too. It's not that their roster is the best necessarily, although it's an elite one, the Clippers. It's that they're a team. They're a whole functioning unit. And they're dropping 2 enormous pieces into that unit, but it's basically the same surrounding players and supporting cast and coach. If you said the Lakers had Ty Lue right now, Stephen A., I'd be like, okay, wait a minute. LeBron's got his guy. Plus, he's got AD. Plus, they brought in Danny Green. Plus, Kuzma obviously has potential. And they got guys off the bench. DeMarcus Cousins, by the way, we're going to get into it with a knee injury, which is big news. But, if Cousins can be most of what he was, and you got a coach that LeBron likes and is familiar with, now you're talking. I think it's a huge loss for the Lakers. I think that it was a tremendous mistake. And, Stephen A., I'm not trying to hear, Ty Lue wanted 4 or 5 years and the Lakers only offered him 3. I understand offering him 3 coincided with LeBron's contract. I got no problem with that. But if he turns it down, you come back to him and say, look, okay, we're going to overpay you a little bit. And you ratchet up the money until he takes the deal. This was an easy one. It was an inside job. How did the Lakers botch it? I believe it will cost them the title this year.
So I don't necessarily know if it's going to cost them the title because I think both teams, I don't want to say evenly stacked, but it's going to be the shootout between the both of those. And I don't know if Tyronn Lue being the coach of the Lakers is going to be the determining factor. But it definitely doesn't look good that they don't have Tyronn Lue. And it looks all the more better for the Clippers. I mean, the Clippers are making some serious moves right now. I mean, they're making some serious deadly moves against the Lakers of, just trying to come out dominant. I mean, to have Kawhi Leonard, the LeBron James killer, then you want to get his ex-head coach and Tyronn Lue, who's an ex-Laker too. I mean, to have that type of squad, the LA Clippers are making some major moves. And to tell you the truth, I'm very impressed. I'm very, very impressed. And for them to try and pick up Tyronn Lue, to coax him to come on over, come play with us. Come play with the other team. You can go against LeBron James. I'm very impressed by the Clippers. I'm very, very impressed. So let's continue.
Listen, here's the deal, and that's definitely plausible. I'm not going to deny that. But I think the part that you're missing, it's not like I'm forgetting that the Los Angeles Clippers won 48 games last year and that they pushed the reigning defending champions at the time, their 6-game series. I expect the Clippers to be a top 2 team in the NBA. I expect the finals to be decided in the Western Conference Finals when the Lakers and the Clippers, I think they will meet one another, assuming the seedings work out that way and they don't have to meet each other before the conference finals. I think that's what this could ultimately come down to. That's what I'm fantasizing about. That's what I'm envisioning.
I agree with you.
We'll see what happens. I'm just making the argument that I think that when it really, really comes down to it, I think that the Los Angeles Lakers, with the duo that is LeBron and Anthony Davis, will be too much for anybody. That's what.
I don't know if I would say that. I definitely wouldn't say that because, like I said, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, they complement each other very, very well. And they may not be as offensively as strong or powerful as LeBron James and Anthony Davis, but they make up for it in defense. That the Clippers have one heck of a defensive team between Patrick Beverley, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. I mean, they are very defensively stacked. So that might be enough to overcome the power between Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and now that DeMarcus Cousins is probably going to be out, that might be the equalizer, if not get the Clippers over the hump. So let's continue.
I'm coming from. I understand that Ty Lue, I think that he's been given a bad rap. I think that this notion that everything has been about LeBron James, I don't think he's being given the credit that is due. And what offends me about it, Phil Jackson had Jordan and Pippen, and then he had Shaq and Kobe. And we realized with the 11 titles that he's one of the greatest coaches to ever live. But Ty Lue has LeBron James, and suddenly he can't coach. It's just LeBron James. I just think that's very, very disrespectful. I think that Ty Lue deserves better than that. And so
Well, I don't know if you really want to say that because he had LeBron James, who's one of the best players in the league when he was being coached by Tyronn Lue. So, I mean, anybody can coach that. You can say the same thing about Phil Jackson with Jordan, Kobe, Shaq, and all those guys. But there's a reason why Tyronn Lue is unemployed right now. If he was that good of a coach, he'd be coaching someplace right now. I mean, look how quick Luke Walton got picked up. Look how quick he got picked up and with the Sacramento Kings. There's a reason why Tyronn Lue is unemployed right now, and hopefully he'll go to the Clippers. But if he was that good, he'd be employed right now instead of unemployed. So let's continue.
Me, I like the idea of him being on the Clippers. I definitely think he helps, but I think in the end, he can't play for them. And even if he could, it wouldn't be enough, obviously. LeBron James and Anthony Davis, I just think their size, their physical ability, their basketball acumen, the way that they play, and the mission that LeBron James is going to be on. I just think that this year, barring injury, of course, assuming everybody's healthy, I really, really believe that LeBron James is going to be otherworldly, and I think that I don't think any.